Welcome to howtopam, the channel that promotes professional computing with free open source software, and we're helping FOSS users find the answers. Let's talk Linux, shall we? This video is going to be about putting Linux video editor applications to the test. Now, there are a number of Linux video applications out there, and on many websites they're all bragged up as the best, whether they are or not. So let's check them out, shall we? Let's put them to the test. Now, first off, we have a very elementary type video editor, Lossless Cut. It's basically only good for cutting and merging videos. Next on our list will be Avid Monks for handling videos. A little bit easier to work with, but still the features are very elementary, and for professional video editing it's not really that great. Next on the list is PiTabai. Now, PiTabai is not bad. It is a fair low-resource video editor that is more than capable, but it's not really good for production work. If you take your time, slow and easy, you can get through it without crashing. Matter of fact, I run this video editor on a 2004 ThinkPad T42 laptop, where it's capable of editing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute videos. Okay, so great on an old machine. However, not so good for production work. Next up on the list we have OpenShot. Now, OpenShot is in the mid-range here, even though on the internet it's boasted up to be one of the best, that's received awards and everything. Do you know, OpenShot, I've never been able to get it to perform well on Ubuntu or on Debian, and when it does perform, the outcome of the rendered videos is just not satisfactory. And it has all these fancy bells and whistles that you can add into your video, but that means nothing if the underlying application is not stable and well functioning. Okay, so next on the list we have Olive. Now, some people haven't really heard of Olive, but it's a terrific full-featured editor, and we'll be showing this in detail as we go through it, but it's a lovely unit. Next on the list we have Lives. Again, Lives, very good video editor a lot of people aren't familiar with. Now, some of these video editors can appear to be unstable if you don't know what you're doing. They have a bit of a learning curve, and if you push the wrong buttons at the wrong time, you can crash them. So I do recommend these video editors, but I do recommend taking time to learn how they function. Next on the list is Kdenlive, the Kite application. Very good video editor, but again, if you start messing around with filters and stuff, you can crash it. Again, it's down a little bit from the top, the #1 selection, because it does crash if you don't watch what you're doing. Next on the list we have Cinelera. There is a lovely video editor, very professional and capable of Hollywood-style quality videos. Again, it has a learning curve, and you must learn to operate it, or you could run into trouble. Okay? Now, one of my favorites has been, for years now, Flowblade. And Flowblade is very stable. If you look on the internet, people will say they use it because it just doesn't crash. And I found this video editor for my liking way back in 2015. And I've used it diligently since then, because it does not crash, and it can practically do anything you want to do to a video, and it does it well. Now, for ease of use and reliability and stability, and putting out top quality videos with a lot of features wrapped up into the application itself, the number one spot here is Shotcut. Okay, so we're going to give these video editors a quick test here, and you'll see why they rank in howtopam's Linux video testing rating as they do. Okay, let's get started. Okay, starting with the lowest rated to the highest rated, you can see I have made a folder for each of these video editors to test them in. And inside each folder, I have the same clip. We're going to use one clip to test these video editors with. And what we will do with that clip is we will cut 3 spots out of that clip and then render that clip back together and see how long it takes to render the clip and the quality of the clip and the size of the clip we get out of it. So let's start first with Lossless Cut. Okay, for Lossless Cut, I'm using the app image that's available on their website. So we'll just open that up, and here we go. Now, it says we can drag and drop a file here. So let's go into our Lossless Cut folder, and let's put this little clip on there. There we go. This time we've got it. Okay, so here we are. We've got our little clip here, and you can see here it's quite a nice layout. It has telling me here 1 clip in here, and if we push this little button here, it'll play, but we can see that these are cut start and cut end spots, and these would be keyframe seekers. Okay, now with many of these elementary style video editors, it has to be cut on a keyframe, which always does not work well for you, because you may not be able to cut out the one thing you're trying to cut out. Like if you have a word that you want to cut out, one word like or ah, you may not be able to do it with this style of editor. Let's have a look here. Okay, let's welcome. Okay, so what we'd like to do is cut a piece out of the front here. So let's seek back to the front of our video, to the beginning, and let's play it right till the main screen shows up. Right there. But now let's hit the arrow key to back up a few frames. If you watch it here, you can see 1.466 seconds. Okay, let's start our cut there. Now let's play it to the next position. Music. Okay, we'll stop it there and end that. Okay, there we have 1 section there. Now let's play on again. You'll see we have a silent section here we're going to take out. Oh, let's back up a little bit more. Okay, let's start the cut there, and let's play on. One more cut. We're going to cut the end of the video off. Okay, right there. Let's mark the end. Okay, so you see we have the first section here, the second section there. Okay, so now we have a button here that says export and merge. Now we could have different options up here. We could merge and separate. Okay, so we could export these as separate segments, plus we could merge them together, or we could export them both as separate segments, or we could merge the cuts. Let's go right there. Okay, now it's telling me that it's going to merge the cuts. Okay, auto merge the segments, one file after another, and it's going to be MP4, which is good. It's going to keep both tracks, the video and the audio. It's telling me that it's going to put the file in the right folder, and we've got a few more options here, and here's normal cut. Now it tells me, note, keyframe cut is recommended because it will cut on a keyframe and you won't have black frames in between. But if I choose normal cut, it'll cut where I wanted to cut it, but there may be some black video frames. So let's leave it on normal cut, and let's go ahead and merge it. Okay, it's working away here, and it says it's done. That was quick. Show the folder. There it is there. Now the original clip was 3.7 megabytes, and the clip that Lossless Cut made was 1.9 megabytes. That's nice small file. Let's see how it plays in SM Player.
That promotes professional computing, free open source software, and helping FOSS users find the answer.
You might have noticed it cut off. It cut off some of my... You see how it wants to start there? It will, because that's a keyframe. So even though I cut it here, it's telling me that it won't start playing till it hits the keyframe, which cuts out some of my words. Okay, so it did pretty good, except it cut off the beginning of my voice because it starts it at a keyframe, and I don't get the sound prior to the keyframe, which is welcome to howtopam. It cut that out, which is no good for what I want. So this lossless cut will not work for me. Let's go ahead and rate this as the least rating, which is number 1 out of 10, and let's go on to the next. Okay, next on our list is Avid Monks, and we also have an app image of that. There's 2 available here. One is the Legacy and one is the more modern. They're both updated versions, 2.8, and I don't really see a difference. So let's click on this one, and here we go. Let's see what we have. Okay, well, we don't have to drag and drop here. We can actually open a file, and we can go to our folder for Avid Monks, and let's load our clip. Okay, there it is, right there. Wow, this looks like it's a step up. It looks like we have some buttons here for cutting, and to play is here. So let's go ahead and play, and we want to try to remove this section. This is the same video we had in the last one. We want to try to remove this and start at the main screen. So let's see if we can take a second or so off of this. Okay, with this application, Avid Monks, we have to do things a little differently. We're going to have to delete the sections we want to cut out as we go along. So let's start this right there, and then let's play, and we want to have it right there. Okay, so then we end frame there. Now if we hit the delete key, that disappears. Okay, so let's hit the space bar to continue playing.
Welcome to howtopam.
Okay, space bar to stop. Let's start the cut section there. Let's space bar to play along. Okay, I went a little too far there. Let's back up a bit. Let's end the keyframe there. Okay, let's hit the delete key to remove this section of dead space. Let's back up a little bit and let's play on.
This tutorial.
Okay, stop it there. Let's start the frame, and you see it took the last of the video. Let's hit the delete key. There, it's gone. Okay, so we could listen to that again, but I don't think we have to. Okay, you can see here that it will not let me go back there. Again, this program is cutting on keyframes. So Avid Monks cuts on keyframes, and that saves your video in iframe right here. You can see it's at an iframe. That's a main frame, a keyframe. The other frames in between are P frames, and it wants us to sit on the iframe. If I move it back a little further where I initially wanted to cut it, it will not like that. So let's go ahead here and try to render this and see what we get. To render this, we have to go to the save button, and we go to videos, editors, Avid Monks. Now you can see here it wants to save as an MK. Let's forget about that right now. We're going to copy the video, copy the output, but we want to have an MP4 output right there. Okay, and we could configure a little bit here, but this is fine. It's telling me that it's a 16:9. Okay, so let's go ahead now and save it in video editors and Avid Monks. Okay, let's put it in there. It's going to be, let's call it test. It's not even giving me a name, so we'll name it ourselves, and let's go ahead and save that. Okay, let's have a look at that. Let's go to our folder, and there it is. Let's say that was quick, but let's see what we've got. It's 2.5 megabytes. Okay, and you remember the original one was 3.7. So let's open that up and see what we get. Again, it cut off the words "Welcome to howtopam" from the front because it insisted on starting on a keyframe. So I've lost some of the words of the welcome on the front of this video. So this also is not going to work for me because I need a little more control over what I cut out of my video. I cannot just cut it on these keyframes and lose 3, 4, or 5 words of a sentence. So it seems okay, except it is not going to work for what we want to do, and therefore Avid Monks gets a rating. It's a little bit more control, a little bit more options than Lossless Cut. It's a step up, but it's not going to work for me. Therefore, Avid Monks gets the number 2 out of 10 position on our rating. Third on our list is PiTabai, or pronounced PiTabai, and this version here is the newer version, the updated version, 2021-05. Okay, so using the same file, let's give this a test. Let's go to new. Now we got to new and we import. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to PiTabai, and there's a file to import. It's the same file we had, and here we are. Okay, there's the viewer, here's the file. Project settings here. We can see it's a 1920 by 1080. It's a 30 frames per minute. Okay, and everything looks sufficient in here. It's a 1080p at 30. That's the preset. Okay, that's what we're doing with it. let's go ahead and move it onto the timeline here. Okay. We notice we have some tools here. We're on layer 0. Let's give it a play here. Okay, it plays. Let's rewind it. Let's move up to the first section we want to cut. Right there, but that's a little far, so let's use the arrow keys to back up a little bit. We see here we have 2 seconds. Let's back up to the first frame, going backwards with the arrow key. Oh, there we go. Okay, go ahead again, a couple of frames. Right there. Okay, you can see here, 1 second, 0.4. We want to cut. To cut, there is the scissors over here. If you mouse over it, it says it splits clips. Let's give that a cut there. And it looks like it cut it. Let's carry on here.
Welcome.
I really like this application because it shows you the sound audio here in a large enough format that you can actually see the voices and where you're going to cut at. Okay, the other applications did not show you the audio, and it was very difficult to cut anything other than the picture frame. But if you want to take out a word, you need to have this view of the audio. Okay, we want to move this dead space here. You can see there's no spikes here. That's because it's dead space. So let's use the scissors and we cut it. Okay, let's move on to the other side of the dead space there. Going forward. Okay, that's where the voice seems to start. So let's move back here. And let's move the arrow key until we get up to 35 seconds here in the viewer. 35 seconds. Now you'll notice this was all dead airspace, yet it's showing audio here, but there isn't actually any audio here. So this appears to be a fault of this program here, because even though it's nicely showing the audio wave here, it's not accurate. Okay, let's cut it there. There we go. Now you see I cut that and the whole wave disappeared. Now we're blind. This might be a little bit of a problem with this program. Let's carry on. We have one more cut to make at the end. Okay, we stopped that there. Let's make the final cut on the end here. Okay. It appears to have cut there. You see when I mouse over, I can see the gray line. Now you notice we lost our audio image of the wave file here. This is not good. However, it is a step up from the other two programs we tried. So now let's select this piece and let's hit the delete key, or we could delete from here. Okay, and this piece we cut out with silence and the delete key or the trash can. Now it's hard to get this piece here. Let's move the zoom up a bit so that we've got more room. Okay, there's that piece. We've selected that. Delete it. Now let's move our video over to the front of the timeline and join the other piece right there. That's nice. It let me know when we joined with that line. Okay, let's go back to the front of the video and let's go ahead and render this. See what we get. It's telling me here the preset is for YouTube. The quality is minimum, medium. It tells us it's going to put the file in there. Let's look at this. Let's select the file here. where we want that to go. We want that to go into here, and the name is going to be test like the others. Okay. We save that. And there is some advanced here. It's telling us a QuickTime format. No, we don't want that. We want MP4. Okay, 30 frames, 19 by 1080. The codecs. Okay, it's going to put out test MP4. It says automatically render from proxy files. We didn't create any proxy files, so we say never render from proxy files. The presets for YouTube. Let's try that. Here's the audio. The audio is AAC, that's good. 48,000. These are project settings. 1080p, 30 frames. Looks good. Okay, let's render that. There you can see it's starting to render here. Okay, so we were able to cut 3 portions of this video out. That's all good, which the other 2 programs preceding it, Lossless Cut and Avid Monks, weren't able to do those things. However, we did have an issue here. We've lost our audio wave, and so there we can't see where the audio should need to be cut. But this is a step up from the other 2. Let's open the folder here, and there it is there. Let's check the properties and see what size that file ended up being. It says right down here, it tells me that the file is 2.6 megabytes, and there it is there again, 2.6 megabytes. Okay, so wonderful. Make sure that it rendered. Okay, it looks like it did a very good job. It did what we wanted to do, and we can close this now, and we could render another file, change the name if we like, but we don't need to do that. So let's close this and let us quit the program. Close without saving. We don't need to save this, it was just for a test. And there you go. Okay, so PiTabai video editor holds the number 3 spot from the bottom on our 10 video editors for Linux operating system. Hey, number 4 on our list of 10 Linux video editors is the renowned, award-winning OpenShot, though we rated it at howtopam only as number 4 from the bottom on our rating of the 10 best video editors for Linux. Why so low? Let's have a look here. Okay, let's go and get a file. Looks like there's a place here. Let's go into our OpenShot folder. Let's grab that clip. Okay, there we are. There's our clip, same clip we always use for testing. Let's move it down on the timeline. Right there. Okay, let's try and play that.
Welcome to howtopam.
Uh-oh. We have a problem. There's a problem playing that. Stuttering. Let's try something here first to give it an advantage. Let's make the viewer smaller. Let's see if that improves it any.
Professional computing, free open source software.
Ah, that helps.
And we're helping FOSS.
But that's not going to be much good for me over there. I can't see what's going on.
This tutorial is about
Okay,
how to loop your video background.
that's still not great. This is the version from the repository. Let's have a look. This is version 243. Okay? Let's close that. Let's close this out. Let's not save it. I have another version that I downloaded. Let's go and see if we can. There's version 2.6 on an app image. Okay? No, I don't want to make a desktop. Icon. Okay, let's open up this app image and let's have a look. Okay, that first version, 2.43, is available in your distro's repository. Not working too well, is it? It doesn't win any awards here. There we go. Let's have a look, make sure we're on the right one here. Yes, version 261. Okay, let's grab our file. Right there, we're in the right folder. Open that up. Okay, let's move that down onto the timeline. Okay, I see it's got a new fence around the image here for modifying your image. That's nice. Let's have a look here. Let's press the play.
Welcome to howtopam.
Oh, much better.
Let's talk Linux. The channel that promotes
That's much better.
free open source software. And we're helping FOSS users find the answers.
Now you will notice I also tested all these applications on Ubuntu. POP operating system from System 76. The updated version of POP, which I'm not impressed with, but I tried all these tests on POP to make sure that they run on Ubuntu as well as on my own version of Debane Buster 10 here. Okay? So I could not get OpenShot Video Editor either from the repository or this app image to run satisfactorily on Ubuntu at all. Okay? Even though POP promotes it in its app store as the best video editor, I couldn't even get it to run when I downloaded it there. Okay? So this seems to be working here. Let's slide this back and let's see what we can do. Now you'll notice here as well, I don't have any audio files. So once again, I'm shooting blind because this works fine if you want to cut an image. But I want to cut the audio. I want to cut words out of the audio. Sometimes there's a word like or I want to remove that. But in order to remove that word, I got to be able to see the audio wave. And here we can't do it. So this is already a strike against OpenShot Video Editor. Okay, let's move along here. Whoa. Okay, let's try the arrow key to back up a bit. It seems to be going back. So I'll keep arrow key back. There we go. Okay, arrow key forward. There. Okay, back once more. Yes, forward once. There. Okay, let's cut it there. It tells me I can cut it with these scissors here. So let's get the scissors and let's cut that. Okay, I pressed it. There we go. It cut. Okay, let's keep the scissor cutter and let's move forward.
Welcome.
Okay, we want to cut it there. There we go. It cut. Let's move along. You'll notice here we're about 35. 35.25 seconds. I don't have an audio wave, so I can't see the sound peaks, but let's cut it at 35 seconds. It seemed to work okay in the other video editor. Okay, let's move along again. Good. Okay, let's cut the end off there. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of the scissors. Let's try to increase the size here. Maybe I have to go here. Oh yeah, okay. Increase the size so I can see what I'm getting rid of here. There. Let's select this and let's hit the delete key on the keyboard. Let's select this, delete it, and up front here, and delete that. Let's move our video up on the time. See, we don't want to overlap. When you get that bar, that indicator, that tells you you're right on the right spot here. That's very good. Let's move forward. Now, that should be good. It has a host of transitions and effects and emolis, but that does nothing for me. I want to see the audio track and I want to increase the volume. I can't do it in OpenShot here. Okay? So it may be the best video editor we've had so far if you can get it to run. But it is certainly not a great video editor for professional video editing. And let's see if we can finish the job. Okay, there we go. Let's push the export button. Let's have a look here. Let's give our title a title. Let's call it test. Let's find our folder where it has to go. OpenShot right there. Let's put it in there. Okay, we'll choose that. The profile is for 360. I've turned it way down so the image here is based on a 360 for a mobile phone. That way it's only 320 by 240. It takes less resources to show that. So I had to set that down there to even get this to operate. But now, because we're saving it, we want to choose a 1080p progressive at 30 frames. Okay? And if you like, we can look at some of the advanced settings. We're saying high quality. Well, I like to produce high quality videos. Here we've got advanced settings, and it's going to render from frame 1 to range 1431. Okay, that's good. We could change that there a little bit. That's nice. That's a nice feature. In the profile, 1920 to 1080. Aspect ratio 16 by 9. Yes, 30 frames. Yes, that's good. Image sequence. Okay, that's just how it's going to produce the images. That's fine. Format MP4, lib 264. Yes, that's all good. Audio settings 48,000. I could change the bit rate a little bit, but 192 is okay. Let's go ahead and export our test and see what happens here. Okay, it seems to be rendering it quite well. Some of this is working okay. You will notice that OpenShot is wonderful looking in appearance. Great GUI, but really not very practical. And if the application is not built on a solid foundation and does not run, as you've seen the first version, we couldn't get it to run. And on Ubuntu, I couldn't get either version to run satisfactorily. It looks like here that the app image is going to be okay, but it's not without problems. And you'll see some of those problems here right away as soon as this video is rendered. Minutes and 13 seconds. That's not that video. Okay, let's go into the OpenShot here. There's our video. Let's test the size of it here. Oh, 30.5 megabytes. Wow, isn't that something? 10 times larger than the initial file. Right here. The other video editors rendered this file at around 2 megabytes, maybe 2.5. But OpenShot here is giving you 30.5. That's why it took longer to render, but still, why do I want a 30 megabyte video out of a 40-second clip? Let's play it. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, let's open it in SM Player.
Welcome.
Uh-oh. Okay, you see here, it did not render properly. There's something wrong. This is no 16 by 9. Let's go into the video here, change the aspect ratio. Maybe a 4 point, that's better. So you remember, we set OpenShot video editor to render at 16 by 9 aspect ratio. It did not do it. Here we have a 4.3 and the picture looks pretty good at 4.3, okay? So it gave us a 4.3 when we had it set to 16:9. Okay, so OpenShot didn't work too well for us here. Okay, so this is why OpenShot gets only the number 4 position on our 10 best Linux video editors. Okay, so OpenShot may have been an award-winning video editor, boasted about all over the internet, but with howtopam, it wins no awards at all. Okay, number 5 on our list from an app image is Olive. Olive video editor. Here it is here. Okay, there's quite a few different versions of Olive video editor available on their website. They produce app images on daily builds and all that. So this is a well-hidden gem, well worth the number 5 position on the howtopam rating. And I'll show you why. This is one step closer to professional video editing. And this is the kind of system that we really need. But with these complex video editors, there is a learning curve. And if you're not familiar with that learning curve, you can run into problems. So if you're going to use one of these more complex video editors that'll give you more professional results, take the time, please, to learn the operating procedure for that particular editor. Each one is slightly different. Okay, so here you have a viewer window. Let's see what we've got here. This is for projects. Here's an import. If I right click in this window, import. Let's go ahead and get ourselves well, we'll go there and there and there and to Olive, number 5, and let's grab that clip. Okay, there's our clip here. Now, we'd like to see that clip up here, maybe. So let's go ahead and double click on it. There we go. Okay, this is for viewing. This is actually one window to view the clip in. Now, when we move the clip to the timeline here, as we're going to be editing, we will see the sequence in this. So you can have the original clip here in this window and the sequence of what you're building in this window. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's move this clip onto the timeline. It says that you don't have a sequence going already. Would you like to? Do you want to manually input the parameters, or do you want automatically? Let's go automatically. There we go. Isn't that wonderful? You've got a nice audio view here and the video. It's split. Here's your video track. Here's your audio track. There's the sequence. There it is in the window there. As I say, this is your original, and this is the one we're working on here. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's press the play here. Okay, let's mouse click on the track here. You can see here where we want to cut.
Welcome.
Okay, so let's go back here, and it tells me there's a cutting tool here, a razor. A razor tool. So if I take that razor tool, but if I want to know, if I go to tools here, it'll tell me the razor tool is a C on the keyboard and the pointer tool is a V. So we could just push the C key and now we have the razor here. And let's go ahead, just ahead of our line here, and let's cut that. Okay? Okay, so let us move along here. Let us move the slider bar here. Let us get to this position here.
This tutorial is about how to loop your video background music.
Okay, that's where we'd like to cut it. So let's hit the C key and cut that there, just ahead of this audio here. Okay, the V key, there's more audio here. Let's move the track over to here. Let's use the C key, let's cut that. Okay, noticed I had to be on the video to cut, not the audio. Let's go with the V key. Let's move this over and you will see this is the end of our audio here. So let's take the C key and let's cut it there. Okay, so let's go back to the V key to get the pointer here. Let's highlight this, hit the delete key. Okay, let's slide back. Let's highlight the center point, hit the delete key. Let's slide back. Let's grab the front, hit the delete key. Move this up, grab the other one, move it up as well. Okay, a little bit more. There we are. Let's move the indicator back. And there we have it. Okay, that seems to be everything we want there. So let's put our indicator back to the beginning here and let's go ahead and see if we can render this sequence. To render this, we'll have to go to export and it says here export. So let's go there and here's our project. It's telling us that the file name will go into there. Let's actually find where we want that to go, into Olive, and we have this one here. We will use that file name. Okay, so we're going to save into there and that will be the name of our file, test mp4. Preset is high quality. It's an MPEG-4 video and that's what we want. It is 30 frames. We can scroll down here a little bit. It's H264. Here's an advanced button here. It tells us the pixel format. Okay, we won't mess with that. Here's audio, ACC 48,000. And we don't have subtitles, of course. So it looks like everything is good here. Let's go ahead and push the export button. Okay, so here we are using Olive Editor. The Olive Editor has the number 5 position on the howtopam rating of best Linux video editor software, from 1 being the worst to 10 being the best, and Olive holds the number 5 position. You can see here that Olive is taking a while. Okay, on my machine here, Olive has taken almost 5 minutes to render this file. That is considerably more time than what the other video editors have taken to render the file. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see what kind of file we got. Let's go to editors. Let's go to Olive, our number 5, and let's see what we have here.
Welcome to howtopam. Let's talk.
It is 45 seconds.
The channel that promotes this tutorial.
It is the proper aspect ratio.
Your video back.
Very good quality.
Music working with sound effects.
Okay, that's wonderful. What size is that file that it rendered? 1.8. Very impressive. 1.8 megabytes. It did take 5 minutes to render that, but the quality is good and the file size is very nice. Okay, so there we have it. Olive, a terrific video editor with lots of options. A step closer to professional video editing from the ones that preceded it in this list of 10 rating, and you'll be more than happy with Olive. But there is a learning curve, and if you're going to use Olive, be certain to spend some time reading the documentation to find out exactly how to use it. Okay, so that's Olive, the number 5 position in the howtopam rating of 1 to 10 Linux video editor. Okay, number 6 on our list is the Lives video editor. And here we have Lives version 2.10. There is a new version in the makings. It's not released to the public yet, but you can download the source files and build it for yourself and try it out. Let us go ahead and see what we can do here. We need to open a file or a directory. Let's have a look. Here is our Lives. Here is our test clip. Now, if you like, we could just view that clip. If we had many clips, we might want to push the button down here, view the clip to see if it's the right one.
Welcome to howtopam.
And the minute you're satisfied it's the right one, just double click on it and it will jump into the video editor. Okay, so here we are. Lives has a number of themes. If you're not happy with the gray theme here, if you went to Tools, Preferences, you'll see there's a whole bunch of settings here, and one of those settings is Themes and Colors. And here you can custom set your own colors, or up here you can choose a few preset theme versions. Okay, so not to worry, you can change the theme if you like or feel you need to do so. Here is our clip. Now, one thing that I don't like about this old version is you see here that on my X-Space desktop here, I'm not getting a very good picture of the volume wave here, the audio. Now, I will say that on Ubuntu, this version that you download from the repository has a great graphical interface and you can see the volume well. But on this X-Space desktop, I cannot see it here. Anyways, you will have a better experience with the version if you download from Ubuntu's depository. Okay, so let's, here's our buttons up top here. You can barely see them. There's a button here for start, so let's push play.
Welcome to howtopam.
Okay, so what I'm looking at here is frames. You can't hardly see it with this theme, but here is frame 1 with a plus or minus, and here is the end frame, 1846, plus or minus. So what we want to do in Lives here is let's increase our frames here. Okay, you can see them increasing there, or if you like, we know that we're around 40 frames ourselves to start with. Okay, so we can go up a little more. 41, 42, there, look at that, 43. Go back to 42. That tells me the first 42 frames are of this, and we don't want that. We want to be here. That's where we want the video to start. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to start at frame 1 and go to frame 43. Okay? So this is what we have here, from frame 1 to frame 43, and we'll make sure we're on 1, and 43, let's make sure that, yeah, we want to be 43. Okay. So we have selected here from frame 1 to frame 42, and you can see here that it is selected right in here, and we'd like to make our cut there. Okay, now that we have our selection, we can press Control D, and that removes our selection. As you can see down here, it is gone. Okay, so now let us move forward to the next section. Okay, we'll press the play. Okay, I stopped it there. Let's push play again.
Talk Linux, the channel that promotes professional.
Now you'll notice when I push Q to stop, it jumps back to where I had pressed the mouse before. So let's click here and let's press P for play, and you can see there's silence
with
there. Okay,
exchange.
so let's stop there. We want to find that silence, so let's press play there.
Software, and we're helping FOSS users find the answer.
So I get ready with the mouse.
This tutorial is about how to loop your video background music.
Okay, now you see I clicked there, so that's where it stopped. Now we hit the play. And we hit Q for stop, and it goes back to there. So that tells me that we want to cut from here. So let's just click on here. It tells me that I'm on frame 717. Okay, so take note of that number, 717. That's where our frame is here. And let's push play. And we'll take note. So here we have 717.
With the SOX exchange.
And we'll hit the Q. And we'll hit the P again. Okay. So we would like to cut out from 717. So let's make that here. Frame 717. To 1081. Okay, now notice the first time I stopped here, it told me here that we had 717 frames, or it told me here. Then I stopped here and clicked on it, and it gave me 1082. So I put 717, 718 frame here, and we left this at 1082. That's this section here of the silence in this video. We'll push Control D, and it's taking that section out. Okay. Now we can hit play to move on.
Utility.
Okay, I hit it with the mouse here, and then I hit the Q key to stop, and we come back to this position. And that should be where we can cut to remove the end of the video. But just to try that out, let's go back here and let's go to the beginning and let's play that video.
Welcome to howtopam for working with sound files.
Okay, let's click here and let's stop. Okay, we want to remove the last portion of that. Okay, so if we click here on the track here, if we click, it tells us we're at 1387. So we want to remove 1387 to the end. Okay, so let's click that again. And it tells me we're on frame 1385, 1387. So let's go here and put 1387. Okay, 88. And up here you can see that we have 1547 for a total. So let's put to the end 1547. Okay, and let's just try to go up to make sure we're at the last. That's the end. Okay, and that you can see the white line here. That's the end of our video. Let's hit Control D. Delete that. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's play our video.
Welcome for working with sound.
Okay, so you can see that we didn't quite get what we wanted there. It was kind of difficult to cut this in frames. This is what we don't appreciate with lives, is that you've got to do everything by frames, and you've got to take out so many frames here or there. However, once you get to know the system, lives can be very user-friendly for you, and it could be very proficient. Okay, so let's leave our video there and let's go ahead to the next step. Okay, well, we've got our video cut now, and we have frames 1 to 1350. So let's go and encode that. Now here we have a quick encode, a quick transcode. It's in beta, or we have the encode clip as. Now let's choose this option. And it is bringing up our preset options from the preferences. The encoder is FFmpeg, and the output format is there, and the sound format is there. That's good. Let's say next to that. Now, give it a name. Well, that's going to be test. Okay, we put a name up here, and we're going to go into the right folder here and save that. Now, we can give it the name test. The author is Pam, and it's created by Lives, and let's say okay to that. Now it's telling me we could use one thread or two. Let's use two. It's 1920 by 1080, and best quality. Okay, we're good on that. And there we go. Now it's working away, encoding that. Tells me this could take a long time. Please wait. When we're done encoding, let's see what we've got. Here is our clip that we just encoded, 1.2 megabytes. That is very impressive. Very small for that 44-second clip. And we'll check it out in SM Player.
Howtopam
There it is, 44 seconds long.
Channel that promotes professional computing mix. That is the Sound Exchange.
Okay, that all seems like it worked out quite well. And you will see that Lives received the number 6 position on the howtopam ranking list of Linux video editors from number 1 to number 10 being the greatest, and Lives received number 6. And it did that because Lives has a lot of options, and it is a very capable video editor, which we will show you more about when we do a tutorial on how to use Lives in the future. Watch for the tutorial if you're interested in Lives, and find out how to use it so that you can enjoy all of the options that Lives has to offer you. Okay, number 7 on the howtopam rating of top 10 Linux video editors. Number 7 is Kdenlive from the Kide community, and it deserves this position. Let's have a look here. Let's add a video. Okay. There it is there. Let's put that clip in. Okay, we've got that clip in there. Let's just play it a bit.
Welcome to howtopam. Let's talk Linux.
Okay, so there it is in the preview. Let's put it down here on the line. There we go. Okay. Let's begin to play it. There we go. Right there. Okay, I gotta back that up a little bit. Push the arrow key back up a bit. There. Okay. Move it forward a bit with the arrow key. There. Back one more. And forward one. Okay, let's cut it there. It says here that X is the tool. So let's push X on the keyboard. We get the tool. And let's go down and cut that. There we go. Let's move along. Push the space bar. I really like this interface. We can see the soundtrack here.
Free open source software. And we're helping.
This is wonderful. This is why Kdenlive gets the 7th position on the list of top 10.
How to loop your video background music.
Okay, let's cut it there. Okay, let's move along. Let's get the pointer. Move over to this area just ahead of the audio. Maybe a little bit more there. Let's get the cutter. Cut that. And the end of the file is right there. So let's move our pointer over to here. There. Let's get the cutter and let's cut it there. That's better. Okay. Let's highlight this and hit the delete key. And let's move back. Let's highlight the center section here, hit the delete key, and moving back, let's highlight the front and hit the delete key. Okay, let's move our video up in the track here, put it together, move it to the front here, or make sure we're in the 0-0 position. And now you will notice that Kdenlive has a lot of filters as well, right? Okay. And the reason it gets a number 7 is because of the options it has available, and we'll show you how to use some of these filters and stuff in another video on showing you how to use Kdenlive as your video editor. But for now, on this test, we've cut our video, we've put it together, and let's try to render that. Here's the render button. Now it's telling me what kind of file do you want. It says it's a WebM. No, I don't want that. We're going down, and It's got options here. And the full project, job queue, scripts. Okay, so we're going to go to our folder, which is Kden Live, and we're going to give it a name, which is test MP4, and we're going to say save that. And I was looking, I have the wrong MP4 here. Here is the correct one here. MP4 dominating format with the ACC audio. That's the one I want. Okay, so we are in there, and let's go ahead and render to file. And there it is going. Okay, now Kden Live is a very nice, reliable, dependable video editor. However, just for cutting and assembling videos and doing simple filters, it's okay. But you will notice if you're messing around with a lot of filters that Kden Live will crash. Okay, all you have to do is be trying this filter and closing it and trying that filter. If you try a half a dozen filters and close them out, you may crash your system. So save your work always. With any of these video editors, as you're working on your video files, save them. When you first open a file, save it. And then, as you're working through it, save it again. Because when these things crash, most of the video editors will be able to do an auto recovery, but not all the time, and not all editors. So save your work, do yourself a favor, and save yourself a lot of grief by losing your work by just keeping your file saved in case the video editor does crash. Kden Live receives the number 7 position on the howtopam's list of top 10 video editors for Linux, and Kden Live deserves that number 7 position because out of the previous video editors, it is one notch higher. Now you will see the time here, the elapsed time running. That is nice. It shows the time. It says remaining time 51 seconds, 49 seconds. Okay, and it looks like we're completed. The render is done. 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Took a little longer than some. Let's close this. Let's go and see what we have here in Kden Live. There is our file. Let's see the properties on it. 1.9. That's a little bigger than Live's of 1.2, but it's smaller than some of 2.5. Impressive. 1.9 video size. Okay, let's play it, see what we've got. SM player.
Welcome.
Looks like aspect ratio's okay.
We're working with sound.
And that sounds really good. It looks like everything went well. So there you have it. Kden Live, the number 7 choice by howtopam on the list of 10 top video editors for Linux. Okay, and number 8 on our howtopam list of top 10 video editors for Linux. Number 8 is Cinelera Infinity GG, the professional video editor. Here it opens and gives us a tip of the day. We could turn that off, but we'll leave it on. Okay, now you notice 4 separate windows here. It has 4 separate windows. Now we can go ahead and load a file. We have to look in this directory, and here is the Cinelera directory, and there is the file we wish to load. Now we've got it here, and we push this here, Right here it says create new resources only. Let's go and do that. And there it puts it in there. Now you'll notice when I mouse over it, it takes some action. Now if I double click on it, it will appear in the viewing window over here. Okay? If I push the play button,
Welcome to howtopam.
you can see it plays there.
Let's talk Linux.
Okay, so we back up. Now, if we're on media here, that's for loading media. Okay, so we can take our media and we could put it in the clip here. And there we have it, just like that. Okay, it's all scrunched up, a little bit small. We could actually, down here, it allows us to increase the zoom. That's the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Now you can see we have our audio file, and we'll be able to see that as well. Okay, so again, as we start to play here, it will play over here the sequence, and this is the original file. So let's just move the sequence ahead a little bit. Oh, right there. You see that? Let's move forward a little bit more. Back a bit. Okay, forward a bit more. Just before this here audio. Okay, let's cut that there. Now we can cut that by pushing the X key. Now we could move along and play it a little more.
Welcome to howtopam.
Okay, we stop it there, we hit the X key. That cuts it there. Let's move along with the space bar. Get rid of this dead space. And stop it there. Hit the X key. Nice cut. That's what I like. The razor tool is nice, but when you got to use the mouse, but I prefer a keyboard cut. Just hit a key and it cuts it right on the bar here.
With the
Okay, hit the X. There we go. Let's just click on that to highlight it. Hit the delete key. You got to double click it. It's gone. Okay, this one here, double click till you get the white. Hit the delete key. It's gone. Automatically jumps up. Isn't that nice? Okay, let's back up to the beginning here, and there we can see the rest of it again. Double click till you get the white. Hit the delete key. Gone. Everything slides up nicely. Again, make sure that we're up at the front. Okay, so now we can go to the file here, and we go down to render, and here we go. It's telling us it could put it in there, but we don't really want to put it in there. We want to, here's the search, and we editors right there. That's where we want to go. Okay, let's call it test. And let's go ahead and render that. And you can see down here, we have the bar here that's showing us the rendering, the meter bar, 7%. It's moving right along there. Okay, so you will see why Cinelera is a very, very professional video editor. However, again, Cinelera has a learning curve. It operates different. Okay, Cinelera is finished. Rendering took very little time, 1 minute 15 seconds. Let's see what we have here. Let's go to our file and Cinelera and see what others were. 2.5 or less. Lives produced a file at 1.2. Let's see what that plays like in the SM player.
It's about
It's 44 seconds.
video background using the Swiss Army knife.
Looks really well. Aspect ratio is good and the quality is good.
Sound file.
Okay, so there you have it. Now you can see why Cinelera holds the number 8 position on howtopam's list of top 10 video editors for Linux. And number 9 on the howtopam list of top 10 video editors for Linux is Flowblade. And Flowblade needs no introduction. It has been my go-to video editor for many years now, and I enjoy its ease of use. And many people on the internet have mentioned in their comments that they use Flowblade because it does not crash. Now, it does not have all the bells and whistles of some of these video editors, but it does have a nice compositor, which is very functional and will allow you to make a good introduction to your video. Or it has video in video, picture in picture. You can use that as well. But I will show you that in a tutorial on how to use Flowblade. And for now, I have the latest version, 2.8. So let's load up our file and let's see what it can do. Okay, add. We right click on this space and it says add. Now if we go to editors, Flowblade, and there's our clip there. Let's add our clip. Okay, and it says that the project here is 720 by 25, and I could keep that, but the clip is a 1080 by 30. So I want to not change to the profile. I want to keep, and I want to change to the file profile. I don't want the smaller video rendered. Okay, so we're going to change this. There we go. You see that change to 1030? Okay, 1080 by 30 frames. Now, simple enough. Let's drag that down into our timeline here. And there we are. Now, it's a little bit off our line here, so we could just click this button and it shrinks right up. Let's give it a push here, see what we got.
Welcome.
Stop it there. Let's back up here a bit. Let's go again, ahead a little bit.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm going to move that back. Let's use the arrow keys. Find that right frame. There we are. Let's go ahead and cut it there. Now to cut with Flowblade. Okay, so we cut it there. Let's move along here.
Welcome to howtopam music.
Stop it there with the space bar. You see the beautiful audio graphics in there, but I think it's the X for this. Yes, okay, you just press the X key for that. Let's hit the space bar, move along. Get rid of this dead space. Stop. Hit the X key. Space bar to move along.
Socks.
Now, Flowblade is a wonderful, solid, reliable video editor. You can't go wrong using Flowblade.
We're working with sound.
Spacebar X. Okay, highlight that, hit the delete key. Highlight that, hit the delete key. See how it comes together? It's got the magnetic draw. Let's get that a little bit bigger here because I'm having trouble getting onto that. We do that by going to here. See how that is? And we click that, hit the delete key. Okay, and we could shrink it back down again here. Very quick, very easy. And now we're ready to render. Here's our media. This is our render clip here. Now we see that we could put that into a folder. Flowblade right there. We could give it a name. Test. Get rid of the default name. Okay, and it is 1080 by 30. Okay, FlowBlade is almost done here. It tells you the elapsed time appears to be finished here. Let's go and see what we have in here in our FlowBlade folder. The properties here, 2.8. And how does it play? We open it in SM Player. Okay, it seems fine. Aspect ratio looks good. Quality is good. 45-second file. Everything looks terrific. Okay, so you can't go wrong using FlowBlade. Number 9 on howtopam's list of top 10 video editors for Linux. It's reliable, dependable, stable, fast, efficient, and well worth its number 9 position. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. FlowBlade was the runner-up on the howtopam list of top 10 video editors for Linux, and holding the number 10 spot on the list, or the number 1 choice for video editing, Shotcut. Shotcut Video Editor. Now though it may not be Hollywood style on some of its features, or capable of Hollywood style editing on some of its features, it does have a lot of features, and it also is most user friendly, and that is why it holds the number 10 position. It is very professional, very capable, but also very user friendly. Let's go ahead and get a video. There is our video. Let's open that up. And there it is. It starts playing right away.
Let's talk Linux.
Okay, let's stop that. Let's move it to the front. Okay. Let's put that down on the timeline. There it is there, okay? Okay, so here we are. Beautiful graphical picture of the audio wave. And if we move over to here, we can go ahead and hit the S key or split on the cutting head. Now we can move over to this dead space here, and we can split on the cutting head, on the playhead, and to this dead space here, and hit the S key or split there again. And here is the end. We can move to there and hit the S key, and there we go. Now highlight that by double clicking it and push the delete key. Highlight this, push the delete key. Okay, moving up a little bit with the slider here, highlight this, hit the delete key. Let's move these files up, and this last one up in the track. Okay, FlowBlade actually drew them up magnetically. Shotcut doesn't. Move the player indicator up to the front. It moved there, hit it again, up to there. Okay, let's see if we can export this file. Okay, so it's telling us the export is here. I guess that opens up here for export help. Advanced is 1920 1080, 16:9 aspect ratio, 30 frames. That's good. Let's export that file, see what we get. Let's give it a name, like all the others. It has the MP4 ending here, and let's save that. Okay, so there it's rendering the file over in the jobs window, and it's telling us that we have 37% done, and it's telling us that it looks like it'll be 44%, 1 minute and 32 seconds left. Okay, so let's let that render. Now you see why Shotcut got the number 10 spot on the list of top 10 video editors by howtopam. There we go. It's finished there. So if you're looking for a video editor that is easy to use and can give you good quality and has lots of features, Shotcut is your go-to. Let's have a look here. 2.1. Isn't that nice? 2.1 megabytes. Great file size. And let's see what it plays like.
Welcome to howtopam. Let's talk Linux in the sound file.
And there you have it, folks. Okay, the number 1 top video editor for Linux, rated by howtopam, is Shotcut. Runner-up, Flowblade, and for big projects, Sinalera, the number 3 spot. Now, there are others further down the list that are very respectable as well, but the top 3 spots, you have them here. Okay, so if you need video editors, have a look at the list and see which one will do the job for you. Some people are going to like the Olive. Some people are like PiTabai. Some people are going to like Lives. Some will like Sinalera. Some will like KDen Drive. But here you have the facts. Get your facts and get them right here from howtopam, and you will not be wasting your time. And if you like this video tutorial, this video top 10 video Linux video rating list, give us a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to our channel. All the subscribers will help us out. Or join us on Twitter. We have a community on Twitter, and you could easily become part of that. Just look for @howtopam on Twitter. And thanks for watching. Howtopam, let's talk Linux.